The University of Huddersfield, inspiring tomorrow's professionals.
In 2007 we instigated a policy of e-submission, which basically means that wherever possible students can submit their work electronically, and increasingly students are getting their work returned and marked to them electronically as well. Basically means students don't have to travel into campus, they don't have to print anything out, they just simply log on to a secure place, submit their work, get a receipt for that work so they're confident that it's been properly submitted, and then sit back and wait for the 3 weeks to turn around for their mark to return. We find that students really like it. They like the convenience of it, they like the security of it, and they like the privacy of it.
I found that it's easy to use once you get used to the transition between, I'm sort of like from the Stone Age paper-based world, so the idea of putting anything through technology sometimes is a little bit sort of nerve-wracking. But it's been fairly good. I mean, it means that you've got it there to save it on your computer and you don't have to have it in paper and you're not worrying about losing it.
With e-submission, I think one of the most important things is the fact that it has a great deal of being able to be very private about your marks. So you can access it when you want and with who you want, so you're not feeling under pressure in front of a group of people who may or might not ask you about sharing your marks. So there's a great deal of privacy involved and control, and I think that's very important.
5 out of 6 modules use the e-submission format, and it's very. All I've got to say is really positive things about that. The one module that doesn't use it can at times be a bit confusing because you're not sure when you're getting it back, and then you get it back. And I think with the module, personally, it's probably one that I struggle with a little bit. So when I get the marks back, if I get a 2-2 and I want a 2-1, it tends to be put to one side and then forgotten about. And obviously the bad essays are the ones that you want to be taking more notice of the feedback.
I know that there are some people who still prefer to have both paper-based and also electronic versions. But it is good, and it does mean that you get stuff sent straight to you. You don't have to go anywhere to collect stuff. So in terms of people with any mobility issues, it makes it a lot easier. And the fact that it's there to refer to whenever you want. I mean, you just save a copy and it's just there.
You do save a lot of money in printing because there's no need to print out anything basically. Well, unless you just want to keep it for your own record in paper form. But otherwise, there is no real need to do that.
I mean, personally, when I've got the feedback back, it can be a bit scrawly, for want of a better term. When you're trying to read things and you really need to take notice of that feedback, and it sometimes becomes very difficult to kind of see what they're going at if they've got things crossed out and things underlined. And I think that's certainly, for me personally, you mentioned disabilities there, that's not really an issue. But for others, that I know people that are in my groups, if you like, that do struggle with things like that, and I think that's certainly an issue for them who may be struggling to read it, and then obviously you get the temptation to just put it one side and forget about it.
It doesn't stop any kind of personal contact you have with your lecturer because you still have lectures, you still have seminars. It's just another facet of the university process. And if it means that people can get their results quicker, then obviously it's a good thing. And obviously I haven't had a great deal of problems with it being reliable. I mean, there's been the odd glitch, but nothing catastrophic. And I know people who've submitted things paper-based and they have had things get lost and they have had trouble getting things back. So there's obviously a lot of pluses on the side for Turnitin in that respect.
But sometimes when you're looking back and you've got it it's tangible in your hand, sometimes it's easier to read for feedback. But I think overall, e-submission is definitely the way.